Hello everyone, welcome to Guilty Words. I'm Chris. Today we're taking a break from true crime documents to dive into President Biden's historic letter, in which he declines to run for re-election, but which also serves several other objectives. Let's name those intents and examine how Biden achieves them through the structure, tone, style, and word choice of this pivotal communication. Let me read the letter for those of you that haven't seen it yet. If you have, I have the time code in the description and on the screen so you can jump to the analysis. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care for a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. What purpose does this communication serve, and why a letter? Why not a press conference or a standard press release? A few reasons. A written communication keeps the focus on his words and not on his delivery, because it allows for a more personal, almost one-to-one tone, which is vital to what he wants to accomplish. The letter is a mere 324 words, and of those, only 45 words, or one sentence, is devoted to the actual announcement, which notably doesn't include any specific personal reasons. He de-emphasizes himself in order to keep the focus on the larger issues. What are the additional goals of this communication? Most of the text emphasizes unity and continuity, followed by a call to action. He uses a number of linguistic techniques within carefully structured content, such as subtly shifting tone, deliberate word choice, parallel structure, and emotional appeal. Let's start with the tone of the letter. The overall style is formal and presidential, which is to be expected, and the initial tone in the president's message is optimistic and proud. For example, he states, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. There's also a strong sense of gratitude, especially towards the American people, as shown in the line, I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. The tone shifts, however, to solemn and reflective when the president announces his decision not to seek re-election. He says, it has been my intention to seek re-election, but I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. The phrase stand down is significant. Stand down is a military phrase meaning a relaxation of status of a military unit or force from an alert and operational posture. Yes, that's a dictionary definition. Biden is subtly emphasizing that he is still on guard as commander-in-chief and president until the end of his term. He is not resigning. Now, in his word choice, the president frequently uses first-person plural pronouns like we and our, as well as inclusive language like together. This fosters a sense of unity and shared purpose. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation. Positive attitudes like strongest, historic, affordable, significant are used to describe the state of the nation and the administration's achievements, such as America has the greatest economy in the world and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. All of this is to help build unity and continuity. The letter employs a parallel structure in listing achievements. Now, parallel structure means using the same pattern of words to show that two or more ideas have the same level of importance. And it creates a rhythm and emphasizes the scope of the achievements. For instance, we've made historic investments in lowering prescription drug costs, in expanding affordable health care. The letter is also emotionally charged, aiming to resonate with the reader's sense of patriotism and collective achievement. Even something as small as consistently using an uppercase N on the word nation emphasizes that word and our nation. Technically, nation is a common noun, not a proper one such as the United States of America, but capitalizing it makes it an effective stand-in, almost a unique pronoun for our nation's name. While reflecting on past successes and current achievements, the letter concludes by looking forward, particularly in the final lines, reinforcing a vision for the future. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing the American people can't do when we do it together. To sum up, the President's letter is a formal, optimistic, and reflective communication. It emphasizes his administration's achievements, acknowledges the contributions of the American people, and announces the President's decision not to seek re-election. The tone, style, content, and linguistic choices all work together to convey a message of unity, gratitude, and forward momentum. I always welcome your comments, but please remember to be respectful. Differing opinions and hate are two different things. Our Guilty Words community is built around the idea of using words wisely and well. And until our next video, let's all do just that. Thank you so much for your time. Take care.